Hey everybody, it's Aaron here from Geeks of the Web. I'm here with Robert.
What's up?
We're here to talk to you about some news that came out this past weekend and actually probably still coming out as of, a few hours ago. So we wanted to talk to you about the San Diego Comic-Con that happened this past weekend. A lot of Marvel news basically has come out.
Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yes, for the next 2 years. Basically, they're shooting for 2020 for most of their stuff.
Yeah.
Not everything, I think.
2020 and 2021 is the timeline that we're going to talk about today. Yeah. Everything that basically they revealed at the panel is on that timeline, and then they kind of talked about a few things that are future projects, but they didn't give out really any details about that. So we'll kind of talk through the whole panel and what they talked about, and then kind of get into what we're excited about, I guess.
Exactly, and this will be Phase 4 is what they're leading with for this one. And to kick it off, the first thing they're going to be revealing is the Black Widow movie. The trailers looks pretty good. The trailers they've shown so far look amazing, and I'm excited for that one. Mm-hmm. Getting Scarlett Johansson back on the big screen to finally talk about the origins of, Black Widow, and hopefully we'll get maybe something about Budapest. Finally.
I think they confirmed that we definitely do get Budapest in this film. They have not confirmed whether Jeremy Renner is going to be in the movie. Whether we'll get the Budapest, that they've been talking about in particular, we don't know, but Budapest is a location in the movie. We know that a lot of this is going to take place pre-Avengers, when we didn't really have a lot of history of Black Widow in the MCU. The only movie she'd been in up until that point was Iron Man 2. Mm-hmm. And so beyond that, we'll kind of figure out where things are going after that. But certainly that's the next thing in development that is coming from the MCU May of next year.
Yes.
So that's the next time we'll see anyone in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which is a crazy long time to think about it, because we just had Spider-Man in July. And so I think this is the longest gap it's been probably since the first couple of years, within the MCU. They've really kind of gotten things out on a much quicker slate. So yeah, this is like 10 whole months before we're going to get, Black Widow.
And like you said, we're going to wait almost a full year before we see anything Marvel related. And Kevin Feige has already, I can never say his name right.
Kevin Feige. I got you. I'll say it from now on.
Okay, you say his name from now on. So he has stated that they're not going to shoot for this 10-year story arc like they did this time.
Yep.
They're going to shoot for a lot shorter story arcs. They're going to go for a lot small. I don't want to say smaller storylines, but they're going to compact them a lot more, apparently. Yeah. And that's good because you're going to keep your actors around a lot longer. If you can pump out 4 or 5 movies within 3-4 years, then your actors, they're still young. They're not aging as much as 10 years. Let's face it, Robert Downey Jr.'s aged 10 years now.
Right.
Actually, almost 11 years because 2019.
Well, and the exciting part that they're going to be able to do is because obviously they're only going to be able to get 2 to 3 movies out in studios every year. But Disney Plus now coming along.
Oh, yes.
That is what is going to really kickstart a lot of these additional stories. So getting into that, the next thing after Black Widow is, sometime in fall. They didn't give a specific premiere date, but fall of 2020, we're going to get the Falcon and Winter Soldier. So spoilers for Endgame. Obviously, if you haven't seen that, the Captain America shield gets given to Sam Wilson, a.k.a., the Falcon.
The Falcon.
And so now they're going to have this Disney Plus mini-series. They've talked about these before. These are going to be short series where it's only going to be like 6 to 8 episodes. It's not going to be like season after season after season. This is like a contained storyline. Mm-hmm. And so, a lot of speculation about what that might be. At least in my mind, I think that's probably Falcon coming to grips with, being Captain America. How can I, pick up the mantle and actually follow through on, upholding this character's legacy.
Exactly.
And, he's going to be combined with Winter Soldier, and they announced the villain. Did you saw that?
Yeah, I wanted to see the footage, but the footage I saw, they cut it out. So I was like, I want to see it.
Yeah.
But Daniel Bruhl, I say?
I think it's just Bruhl.
Bruhl.
Yeah.
He is coming back and reprising his role as Baron Zemo, or Helmut Zemo now.
And he was wearing the mask at San Diego Comic-Con. Like, he was in the full, purple mask.
Yes.
At Comic-Con.
Accurate.
So I'm really intrigued to see how they bring him back.
That's going to be interesting. And I love how they finally were like, sorry, kind of. We didn't really do the character justice, but now he was in, full cape, the whole white fur, and then he just pulls the mask on, they said.
Yep.
And he interrupted the superheroes.
Yeah.
So they're really playing up to that. So I'm excited to see where this is going to go with the Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yep.
They've already said that I forgot the guy's name in real life. The guy who plays Falcon. He is already
Anthony Mackie.
Anthony Mackie. There you go. He's getting fitted already for his Captain America suit because, as in the comics, he does get his own suit for Captain America, and so he's already been getting fitted for that. No telling if Winter Soldier is going to get anything because at one point he did take over the mantle for Captain America for a short time.
Right, that was after Captain America died.
Yes.
In the comics. And so, I don't think they're ever going to go that route in the Marvel Cinematic Universe just because his reputation is as an assassin. So that doesn't make a whole lot of sense to make Winter Soldier Captain America. Even though in the comics it kind of works, I don't know that they'll ever do that in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but maybe for an episode, something will come up where he needs to pick up the mantle, So, it'll be really interesting to see what they do.
It would be nice to see him wear the suit once, like you said, just where he's like, oh, Sam's caught, or maybe they're trying to hide who really is Captain America, and he's just dressed up as Cap for that 30 seconds or a minute or something. It'd be kind of cool.
Black guy, white guy. It's not. Gonna
it's not. No one notices. It's just it's okay. Don't worry about it.
We don't see colors.
Exactly.
We don't see race.
We're all politically correct now, so we're good.
That's terrible.
So it really is. So one of my favorite movies that's coming out that I'm excited for is The Eternals. Because if anyone knows anything about me, I love Spider-Man, but I love the whole galactic superhero stuff. So I love Silver Surfer, Guardians of the Galaxy, Nova, and we're finally getting The Eternals.
Well, and this is something I really don't know anything about. So I've seen the cast. And I've read up a little bit on the Eternals, and they're, this race of beings that are basically immortal.
Exactly.
And so I've read up on the cast list. Obviously, you've got Angelina Jolie, you've got Kumail Nanjiani is coming in. He's I'm a really talented actor that I really like. I know Salma Hayek was in there, and there's a bunch of other actors that I don't really remember. But it's a huge star-studded cast.
Did they get Keanu after all? Because I know he was in talks.
They did not announce him, but that doesn't mean that he's not going to be in it. You never know.
You never know. They always like to hold their little trump card, so he might show up in a trailer later. But there was rumors he is in talks for playing somebody from the Eternals. And for those who like DC, the Eternals are kind of like your new gods from DC. Yeah. They are supposed to be these immortals that are all-powerful kind of creatures running the galaxy. And for me, this is one step closer to Silver Surfer and one step closer to Galactus.
Yep.
Once you start entering this realm, you can finally start talking about Galactus, who's a galactic threat for everybody. And he's not necessarily evil, but I'm hoping this is one step closer to that pathway. So that's something I'm excited for.
Yeah, and the Eternals kind of, to me, is reminiscent of Guardians of the Galaxy. It's something I didn't have any familiarity with, and, it's a group, and, it's not like this iconic character, and Marvel's saying, here you go, it's coming, and you're going to love it. And so I'm assuming, I'm excited for it because I really don't know anything.
Yeah.
But obviously they've been playing a lot with the, kind of cosmic universe recently with Captain Marvel, and obviously Infinity War and Endgame, and then even Spider-Man, touched on some of that stuff. So it'll definitely be interesting to see that next phase of the Eternals. So that's November of 2020.
Yes.
And then one of the things I'm most excited for is February 2021, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings.
Oh my god, they're finally doing the rings.
And not only are they finally doing the rings, but they have announced that the actual Mandarin is in this movie.
Yes.
So, we got, the Mandarin twist in Iron Man 3, which I thought was really clever and, enjoyable, but at the same time I was like, we didn't get the Mandarin.
No.
They really hadn't built up to the magic element at that point. And, that was right after Avengers was Iron Man 3. It was the very next movie. So, we really hadn't had magic other than, on Asgard. With Loki and Thor and that kind of stuff. So now we've obviously seeded a lot of that. We've got Scarlet Witch, we've got Doctor Strange, we've got, a lot more magic type stuff in the universe. And so I'm really excited to see them explore the actual, character of the Mandarin. And obviously Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu. This is going to be the first Asian American lead, the first Asian character that is coming into the Marvel Cinematic Universe and headlining a film. So I'm really excited for it. I'm like, that's definitely not that I'm not excited about Black Widow, the Falcon, and Winter Soldier and Eternals, but this is the first thing on the slate that I'm like, oh, Shang-Chi, I can't wait.
And for me, Shang-Chi has that special place in my heart because if you read the comics, Peter was always not a great
Spider-Man.
fighter. I love Spider-Man, so we all know I'm going to go Spider-Man somehow.
If he references Peter, he's talking about Spider-Man.
Yeah, Spider-Man. So with Spider-Man, I'll say Spider-Man now. So with him...
or Peter Parker.
Peter Porker.
No, that's Spider-Man.
That is true. Spider-Ham here. So with Spider-Man, though, he was never a fighter. He was always relying on his spider senses and instincts. And actually, Shang-Chi trained him in what he calls spider fu. And he was actually helping Peter Parker train and become a master of kung fu with the mix of being the spider and using his abilities to become a better martial artist, technically.
Yeah.
So I always have that little special place in my heart with Shang-Chi. And I like it because, like, Robert said, we had the, Iron Man 3, which made fun of it almost.
Yeah.
And then you got that little short, and I believe it was Thor or Thor 2.
Yeah,
where
it was the Marvel one-shot.
Yes, it was a one-shot thing where they actually say that the Mandarin was real and that they were mad that they were like poking fun at him essentially.
Yeah, they went into prison and actually Ben Kingsley reprised his role as Trevor Slattery, not the real Mandarin.
Yes,
and he was being interviewed, and basically the interviewer was from the Ten Rings. So I think
the camera becoming the gun.
Yes,
that was my favorite scene.
So I think that was it's about a 5-6 minute video.
Something
it's
like
on one of the DVD extras. I think you're right. Thor: The Dark World. I think is the one that it's on. But it's a lot of fun. Check it out if you haven't. I think you could probably find it online even.
I'm sure it's online by now.
Or at least a synopsis. But it's kind of cool. And so they did seed this a long time ago. That yes, there's a real Mandarin. I mean, that was back in 2013.
Yeah, and then we haven't touched on it in almost 6 years.
Yeah.
So by the time we do touch it, it'll be 8 years later.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of curious if they're going to actually age it. Are they going to bring him back? Like, are we going to talk about how there was this fake kind of thing going on? And I'm curious. I'm really curious.
I would have to say, based on what they've done so far, we've only had one movie post Avengers Endgame where Tony Stark was dead, and that relied heavily on Tony Stark.
Exactly.
So I am assuming that they are going to continue referencing Iron Man, and so yes, I do think that they will play into the previous storylines that came up. And I mean, the Ten Rings has been in involvement since the very first Iron Man movie, 2008. When he got kidnapped, when Tony Stark got kidnapped, it was by the Ten Rings.
Yep.
And so, Legend of the Ten Rings, we're bringing it full circle. Shang-Chi, I'm super excited for that one.
Same.